So, for those of you who just cannot get enough of Ash and I, which we know is all of you, we just wanted to remind you that we have a Supercast, which is a subscription to get a lot more of me and Ash. So, if we leave you wanting more, we got you covered.
We literally do. We have AMAs where you can ask us literally anything and we'll answer them specifically. We have solo episodes where Taryn can literally rant. It's just her episode to take over. I'll have a solo episode where I'll just rant and it's my episode to take over. We do super scaries every single month. So if you love our October series, this is right up your alley. You won't miss them because you'll hear them every single month.
Also, you get ad-free listening for every episode. You get access to all of the bank of Supercasts we've already recorded, and you get discounts on merch. October series is coming up, which means if you love scary stories, you'll get double the month because we do all scary stories for the month of October on Supercast and on the regular pod.
That's 2 a week. You heard us right. 2 a week. And the best part is it's literally the cost of one latte. So all you have to do is sacrifice your one latte a month and you get all of this bonus content. It's well worth it and you're supporting us.
So if you are interested, you can go ahead and go to the description of this episode and click the link to subscribe to our Supercast. Sometimes the other day I was watching one of our episodes and I went to laugh and the way I freaking threw my neck back and cackled, I was just like, girl, can you be more dainty? But I don't know how. I just don't know how.
What did you do?
Yes, and I didn't even have a double chin. I just had a thick neck. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just
when it doesn't roll back, it slides.
It just bullfrogged, and I was just so aggressive. And then I was just I'll get to it. But I went on a date, and I was so dainty, when I was eating my In-N-Out. Actually,
did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
You didn't show him? You weren't authentically yourself?
No, and I told you when we talked. Wow. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast.
Today's episode is brought to you by Hers. Listen, if you've tried everything to lose weight and still feel stuck, this summer can be different. Weight Loss by Hers is designed to support you in reaching your goals with access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hers, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep the weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. So, ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/advice to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/advice. forhers.com/advice. Weight Loss for Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit forhers.com. Today's episode is brought to you by Vinted. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I love the idea of vintage shopping, but I actually hate vintage shopping. Does that make sense? Vinted is a secondhand marketplace app with a mission to make secondhand your first choice. Vinted helps their members find great deals and easily sell the clothes they no longer wear, giving quality items a second life again and again. Whether you're clearing out pieces you no longer wear or finding unique items at great prices, Vinted makes it simple to refresh your wardrobe, earn extra cash, and give your clothes a second life. Plus, with no seller fees, you can keep what you earn from every sale. And that's a win, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Vinted, the secondhand marketplace app. It's quick and it's simple. It's super user-friendly. And once the item sells, Vinted creates a prepaid shipping label just for you. So it really does do all the hard work for you. See what's hiding in your closet. You might be surprised how much you can earn with Vinted. Download the Vinted app for free to start listing with no seller fees. Today's episode is brought to you by Honeylove. Honeylove is an independent female-founded brand. We love to see it. All Honeylove products are intelligently designed by women who actually wear them, including the founder, Betsy, who is highly involved in the development of each product. Honeylove recently launched their new crossover contour bra, which features their best-selling wireless crossover bra design, plus built-in molded light foam pads for extra support and a beautifully contoured shape. Treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market. Use our exclusive link to save 20% off on Honeylove at honeylove.com/advice. That's honeylove.com/advice, ADVICE. After you check out, they'll ask you where you heard about them. So please do me a favor and support Taryn and I and tell them that you heard about them from our show. Experience the new standard in comfort and support with Honeylove.
I'm dead. This is why we love recording in Ashley's house so much, because not that it ever feels forced when we're in the studio and stuff, but something about us being like here.
Oh, I'm home.
We're just like we're too comfy.
No, I'm comfy.
We're too comfy.
4 Fs. There's a difference between Ashley
Not 4 Fs.
comfortable in her skin, comfortable with the people around her, versus Ashley in her element. Comf 4 Fs.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
4
And
Fs.
I am comf 4 Fs right now.
She is.
And we love that. For me, we love that for Taryn. We love that for our listeners, because I'm the best version of myself
She
at
really
home.
is. She really is.
It's true. There's a hair on my microphone.
Did you get him? Anyways,
It was
I
tickling
started
my nose.
telling like 5 stories at once. So let me
You really did.
peel it back.
You really did.
Okay, peel it back. We've shared before on the podcast that I eat my In-N-Out burgers very oddly.
Explain it. In case we have new listeners, which we sure hope we do.
And I don't know where this started. Couldn't tell you, but I eat like 4 bites off the top. Then I like barrel my way in and eat the whole inside.
Like a moon. She makes it a crescent moon.
Till all that's left is the crispy strip of like the bun. And then I peel that apart. So I basically have these 2 long pieces of bread, and then I just eat them. And it's weird. And definitely people are like, what is wrong with you? But I always tell Ash that I don't always do it. Like I have to be comfortable. So if I'm at like a work meeting, I'm not going to do it. On a first date, I'm not going to do it. So I didn't do it.
Look at you. Look at you.
I was like, I swear I keep hearing things. To get to my update, I got asked out on a date.
You need to give them more than that, because no. The download that I got on, when was it? Thursday night? No, Friday night? No, Thursday night. Wait.
I don't know.
Friday night.
I think it was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. And then we went out Saturday. No. Thursday night, we went out Friday.
I think it happened Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, we went out Thursday.
It happened Wednesday night, and you went out Thursday night. Yes. That's what it was.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll talk about it. Guys, I just want to say I'm in this journey, right, where I'm really trying to tap into my full potential, which I posted an Instagram and a TikTok about it, and the response was crazy. So I can't be the only one who's like going through this chapter. So I'm just going to share everything, because I'm trying to basically like biohack happiness and joy. But I've been I think when I'm out and about, I'm much more in my body and very like present and like walking with my head a lot higher than I have been lately. And I swear it's like people are noticing. It's crazy. So, because this is the second time I've been asked for my number. So
In 2 weeks.
Which is crazy. Anyways, okay, so
But also, you've been out and about. You've been looking cute.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coincidence? No.
So I go to this event, and then afterwards we saw this like little like kind of rooftop 2nd story vibe restaurant. So we went up there, we're eating our whole meal, and probably like midway through, it was pop-in. So we were sitting up at the bar, and I look across the bar, and there's a guy standing waiting for his food because he got like a to-go order.
Hot.
And I glance over, and he is like looking into my soul.
Double hot.
Into my soul.
Oh my God. I have chills.
And we lock eyes for a minute, it was one too many Mississippis for me. So I got shy, and then I like looked away. And then I'm talking to my friend, and then I like look back, and he still is just like staring. So then I look back, and he still is just like zoned in. And so we make eye contact for a while. I do like a cutesy little like smirk, you know? And then I like look back, and I was like, Rachel, I was like, that man is so beautiful over there. So she looks, and she's like, oh my God, why is he staring so intense? I was like, okay, it's not just like in my mind.
When someone else can confirm it for you. Because how many times do we daydream and we're like, oh, he's so into me.
Yeah. But I'm like, that guy like, wants me. And then his like wife and children walk up, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe not. Or he like waves to the person behind you, and you're like, got it. Mm-hmm. So then anyway, so I was getting shy. Like it was like too much eye contact for me. And then I look back, and then I saw him walking out with his bag. And I was just like, you know what? I needed that little boost, like just to be stared at by a man. So, and when I'm talking man, I'm talking like 6'6",
capital M,
beautiful
man,
beautiful black man,
period.
So hot. Mm-hmm. So then, we finish up eating. We're walking out, and outside this restaurant is this like big open, like massive staircase that all these people are like sitting and eating and like hanging out, and there's like music. Fun. It's like a vibe. So as we're starting to walk out, I look down, and I see him standing and packing up his trash and then walking. So he had gotten to go food and then ate outside. So then Rachel's like, oh, here's the elevator to our parking thing. And I was like, shut up. And I'm pulling her arm, because I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to walk by this man. So then he's walking down. He's like basically at the bottom of the staircase. I'm like booking it down the staircase on the opposite end. So luckily he turns. And then, of course, right when I get to the bottom of the staircase, I just act super aloof, like looking around like, oh, where am I? Where am I going? I don't know anything. And then I come down and look up, and we make eye contact again, and he like nods at me, and I like smile, and he walks past me, and then I see him just like stop and turn around. So then I kind of turn, because Rachel was behind me in the stairs, because I freaking left her in the dust. So I was like, so then
the sound effects made that story.
So then it was actually so funny, because she yells down. She's like, Taryn, did you get my bag? And I look up, and she's holding her bag. So I was like, it's in your hand. And I start like laughing. So I look over at him again, and he's like laughing and looking at me. And so then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
what am I here for? Your entertainment.
Yeah. I'm
sir.
like, he's like, you're making it so obvious that you want me. Yeah. So then I just go, hi.
And thank God.
Yeah. I've never in my life. So I was like, hi. And he was like, hey, he's like, oh, she left her bag. And I was like, oh, she thought she did, but it's in her hand. Like, ha ha ha. So then he's like, oh, what were you guys up to tonight? I tell him, I'm like, what were you up to? And we're just like talking. And then he's just like staring into my soul. And I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable by this. Like, people don't make eye contact anymore.
No, so they don't.
Yes. He goes, are you single? When I'm telling you, I so fast. I was like, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir, I am.
How did you know?
Yeah. So, yes, very. So then he was like, oh, okay, like, can I text you? And I was like, yeah, I would love. Yep. And so then I gave him my number, and then he like introduced himself. We shook hands, and then he's like, okay, well, have a good night. I was like, okay, talk to you soon. And then left. Was like sucking wind the whole way till we got around the corner. And then I was like freaking out, because like we've talked about on here, like men don't just approach you boldly anymore. Like I get asked out, but it's usually because like I've been in the same area for a while. We've interacted a few times. And then at the end they'll be like, hey, like, what's your Insta? You know, or they'll say, what's your Snap? And I'm like, absolutely not. This ends here. But to have someone just like zero in on me and then approach me and like so quickly just be like, I want to have your number.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And so I like FaceTime Ash and Alicia and just tell them everything. And we're all just like screaming. And
no, I was like
so
about
good.
to hop in the shower completely pantsless, and immediately I see the text, immediately hop on the FaceTime. I like listened to the whole thing. I was like giddy, made my whole night. I was so excited. It was so much fun.
Because it was
pure girlhood.
It was girlhood. And it was just like, I think I've had my confidence knocked so much by like what I've gone through. And it was just like so nice to have a reminder, and by such a like beautiful specimen of a human being. Unfortunately, we did go on a date and it is not a match.
But it doesn't matter.
No.
Because we had a talk beforehand. We were like, hey, whether this goes somewhere or not, this is a reminder of where our head should be held, that our chin should be high.
Yes.
That we should be holding our shoulders back and keeping our head held high, because like we deserve the best. We deserve the best, and we know that. And this was a good reminder.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Right?
And I feel like yeah.
And we can still pull a number.
Oh, yeah.
And that everyone could use every once in a while.
And I won't talk. I don't want to put this man on blast. We won't talk about the day, but I will just say,
I feel like we could talk about a little bit about
no.
Just a little hint, just a little here.
It just, okay. I definitely feel like we just weren't a vibe. And I definitely feel like he picked up on the fact that I was like not vibing. And then I just could tell like it wasn't gonna go anywhere. And then I think because like, I made some boundaries, and I think he was just like, oh, okay, then like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but I feel like I like gave him my all. We still had fun. He's great. He's a great guy. Like is very passionate about his job. Like it wasn't like, I don't have complaints about him. I just don't think we were a vibe. Like we weren't. Yeah, it was just so, but it was kind of nice because I feel like we just both peacefully, we're like, thanks so much, carry on.
Okay, well, bye.
Yeah.
but thanks for,
would do it a million times over.
Yes.
Because and I told him like when we were sitting, I was just like, I want to know your POV of that night, because for me, I was just like, what is happening? Like, that kind of stuff like doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I saw you. He's like, your smile like kind of drew me in. And he's like, I saw you looking back. So I was like, I'm just going to shoot my shot.
For it.
I was like,
absolutely. Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
It was definitely like a confidence boost for sure.
As it should be. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, welcome back to Unsolicited Advice,
I was
guys.
talking for so long about like but that's it. I mean, I feel like everybody's been very invested in like my journey lately. So I wanted, it's like when something happens and you're like, I can't wait to tell my friends. Like I couldn't wait to tell you guys. So,
and that's why I was pantsless in the bathroom listening to the entire thing. Because I was like, I have to know what happens next.
Screaming. Yeah.
Well, I love this trajectory. I love this road that you're on. And I can't wait for next week's update.
It's crazy. I feel like my friends it's been fun seeing how, especially you, because I feel like you're in such a peaceful zone right now. Like you're married and you're just thriving in like your peaceful atmosphere. So then when I tell you these like crazy stories, or I tell you certain things, like it's so fun how excited you get for me, because it like, I don't know. It's just funny. It's just funny when you're in such different chapters. Cause me, I'm like, oh my God, you bought a pool. And then you're like, oh my God, like whatever.
Yeah, but my pool.
It's been, last night I was playing Connect 4 with a guy that I connected with on Raya.
Incredible.
Because he lives in a different state.
Wait.
So he was like, how are we going to decide who moves? And I was like, I don't know. What do you think? And he's like, I messaged Connect 4. So I was like, okay. So then I lost. And so now I have to move to Pennsylvania. So bye.
Right. See you never. So we downloaded the apps.
I didn't ever delete Raya just because it's like a process to get on.
Fair.
But I had it paused.
Yeah.
So I unpaused it, but Raya isn't like a real dating app to me.
You know, I still was never able to use Raya properly because it had my photos with Alicia's information.
Yeah.
It was so weird. It was the weirdest thing.
Also, I think because Alicia recommended me too. And I think there's something because I will get notifications that it's like, you have a match. And then I'm like, oh, cool. And then I go on and I'm like, who is this man? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like this man's like profile. So I think that like, yeah, something's weird. Something's weird
with her
specifically,
recommendation because, and I had reached out to them and I was like, hey, hi, that's not my name. That's not my age. That's not like any of my information. It's just my pictures. And they like never figured it out. And so I just like gave up on it and I ended up deleting it. So it was the most annoying thing.
It kind of is just, it's a fun entertainment thing.
Yeah.
Like the celebrities that come across and you're like, my toxic trait is me liking it, thinking I have a chance when I'm like, this is not going to happen.
You're like, oh my God, I liked him. We could date. Today's episode is brought to you by Hers. Listen, if you've tried everything to lose weight and still feel stuck, this summer can be different. Weight Loss by Hers is designed to support you in reaching your goals with access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hers, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep the weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. Absolutely everything is 100% online through Hers. You'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. You guys, you don't even have to leave the house. That's the best part. And it doesn't stop there. Weight Loss by Hers goes beyond medication by offering access to 24/7 messages with your care team and tons of in-app lifestyle and nutrition tips like recipes, meal plans, fitness videos, sleep content, and so much more. So, ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/advice to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/advice. forhers.com/advice. Weight Loss for Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit forhers.com. Today's episode is brought to you by Vinted. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I love the idea of vintage shopping, but I actually hate vintage shopping. Does that make sense? It can be so overstimulating and so overwhelming with so many options. I feel like I have to be in the right headspace to actually like dig. And I mean dig. Like sometimes I found myself waist deep in a pile of clothes trying to find like a good piece of clothing. And sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that, but I want to find a good vintage piece. And that's why I love Vinted, because they do all the hard work for you. Vinted is a secondhand marketplace app with a mission to make secondhand your first choice. Vinted helps their members find great deals and easily sell the clothes they no longer wear, giving quality items a second life again and again. Whether you're clearing out pieces you no longer wear or finding unique items at great prices, Vinted makes it simple to refresh your wardrobe, earn extra cash, and give your clothes a second life. Plus, with no seller fees, you can keep what you earn from every sale, and that's a win, ladies and gentlemen. Personally, my closet's getting a little bit full over here, so I decided to do a giant closet clean out and was so excited when I saw that I could sell all of those clothes on Vinted and make a little extra cash on the side. Who doesn't mind a little extra cash on the side? So whether you're running out of closet space, wanting to refresh your wardrobe a little bit, feeling guilty about some of those clothes that have been sitting unworn for months, maybe even years, or maybe just looking for a way to earn a little extra money on the side, check out Vinted, the secondhand marketplace app. It's quick and it's simple, it's super user-friendly, and once the item sells, Vinted creates a prepaid shipping label just for you. So it really does do all the hard work for you. Give your clothes a second life with Vinted. Download the Vinted app for free and start selling with no seller fees so you can keep everything you earn. Anyways, should we get into today's Tearing It Up? This one's pretty funny. Let's get into it. Hello, Ash and Taryn. My name is Anna, like the princess off of Frozen. I've loved you both since you lived together at Alicia's, but discovered the pod after your collab with Pretty Basic, and now I look forward to Mondays.
Aww.
I no longer work here, so there's no need to bleep it, Michaela. This occurred about 2 years ago. I was about 9 months into this new job. This job required that I sit in the front desk lobby sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but I will wear my jeans/pants a few times before I throw them in the wash. On this particular day, I was wearing some black loose cargo parachute style pants. The ones that are big at the legs and have drawstrings at the ankles. I'm sitting at the lobby at the desk that's more like an L-shaped table, helping people that walk through, come into the building, etc. When all of a sudden, something catches my eye on the floor. Yes, it's what you think it is. A pair of my dirty panties is laying on the floor.
The way my mind went to so many different things.
I know. Like my brain didn't go there. My brain did not go there. Not a dark pair. Not something that could be mistaken for a banana or anything like that.
A banana?
A banana. A bright pattern pair of my underwear is laying on the office floor and I'm mortified. I have no idea how long it's been sitting there or how many people have seen it.
Oh my gosh.
I quickly pick it up and stuff it into my pocket. I can only assume that the last time I took everything off, my underwear slipped into one of the legs. And since the legs are so big, I didn't notice. And as the day went on, they naturally slipped out, possibly. I still to this day have no idea, but I get embarrassed all over again. Anyways, I hope you find humor.
Wait, what did she do with it?
She stuffed it in her pocket.
It said that? Did I totally miss that part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lock in, Taryn.
Sorry.
Lock in.
Sorry.
I still have no idea what happened, but I get embarrassed all over again. Anyways, I hope you find humor out of my humiliation. Love you both, Anna.
So cute. So
the old
cute.
dirty underwear in the office
Mm-hmm.
situation. You know what I mean? And it happens to the best of us.
I remember when I was a preschool teacher, like sometimes I would like shake out the sheets because they would get sheets that would go on the cots, all the kids.
Yes.
And there's sometimes like a pair of like underwear would fall out. And I would always be like, I don't know, like, do I just throw this away and just it never happened? Or is it like, because I'm like, would that be more uncomfortable for me to like have to go to the mom with like a little Ziploc bag and be like, oh, here, this was in the sheet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I always would be like, I don't know how to handle this.
Yeah.
But at least they were clean.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And like, you can play it off like, ew, whose underwear are these if you had to?
Right.
But yeah, it's rough. Rough stuff.
Yeah. I feel like I would just throw them away.
No, I was going to say, Ashley is the queen of she'll just pretend nothing happened.
Those aren't mine.
Those aren't mine. This isn't real.
Those aren't mine. This
and you guys are weird
happening.
for talking about it. So that's Ash.
really sus. And I'll sweep them up, throw them away if I have to, if that's my job. But like
you were the kid who would accidentally let one loose. And then when someone would be like, ew, what's that smell? You'd be like, whoever smelt it dealt it.
Ew, who did that? Sarah?
Oh, gosh. It's always Sarah. Okay. This one is titled, Help. Does he deserve a second chance?
Ooh. I'm going to go with no.
You know, my personality fluctuates a lot. Usually I'm a yes. We'll see what happens.
We'll see where we go today.
Hey, girlies. My name is Carrie, and you can say my name. Before I get started, let me introduce myself. I'm a 24-year-old. I'm in my final year of taking a master's in law and working at the same time. So she's booked and busy. She's a businesswoman.
Doing it all right now.
I don't know. Oh, I'm an ENFJ and I don't know my Enneagram, unfortunately. You're probably a 3 is what I would guess. I've been following you guys since the beginning and have been loving hearing your advice throughout the years. Thank you for always giving the best advice you can and for creating this beautiful community. Now on to my story. Buckle up because it's a lot. So I met this guy whom I'm going to call Ryan 3 months ago. He's 2 years younger than me. I'm 24. He's 22. And we met through our part-time job. We are colleagues now. We instantly started talking and bonded over our study abroad experiences. And the next day he texted me with a summer camp program in Spain that he had talked about the previous day, to which I expressed enthusiasm. He sent me the link to the forms to enroll in the program, and that was how we both started talking. Since then, we have never stopped talking. We went on little dates, we spoke every day by text, and finally in July, we went to this summer camp program together. He is someone who is currently going through some things in his personal life, which he has shared with me of his own will. He's also someone who is clearly very insecure in himself. Not only has he admitted this, but I've also noticed in the way he speaks about himself. But we bonded very well. We talked about very different things, and he always talks about very deep things. At the time, I didn't feel that comfortable or open to talk about my deep things, but he made an effort overall. Like, he remembered things. He was constantly trying to make his schedule the same as mine in our job. In between job days, he made an effort to be with me and keep the conversation going. But 1 week before going to our summer camp, he took me out on a date in his car. We drove around our city to his favorite lookout spots to see the night lights, and we spoke about a lot of things. Everything was going amazing until we started talking about the summer camp and our expectations. In this conversation, he tells me that his wish is that my presence in the summer camp doesn't interfere with his experience and that he wishes to have some space over there.
At summer camp.
The summer camp that he told her about, and they're so excited to go. And they've been talking every day,
And this
going
is
on
after
dates.
he took her on a date.
So on a date right before they go to this camp, he's like, hey, by the way, when we get there, give me space. Let me do me.
He's like, I want to date you, but when we get there, I want to date other people.
I mean, he doesn't express that, that's what my mind would go to. Yeah. I was gutted and taken aback from this. We were getting closer and closer, and I was naturally getting feelings for this person. As we went on this trip, I kept reminding myself that I wasn't going for him and I was going to make the most out of it. And I did. During this summer camp, I almost didn't spend much time with him. We did talk here and there, but we didn't spend a lot of time together, which at first was difficult for me, but then I just got used to it. Now we come back home. 2 days after we worked together at our part-time job, and by the way, we're closer than ever, even though we were so distant during the camp. Everyone who sees us together thinks something happened between camp because we're so close after coming back. But one night after work, he invited me to his house to meet his cat. Nothing happened besides me literally meeting his cat, which is very cute, but anyways. And I left his house super happy and giddy. Lo and behold, the following day, everything changes. He doesn't answer my texts. He becomes super distant. He takes days to answer me back, is very dry in his texts. And he says he is low with his social battery, but then tells me he went out with his friends and tells me he wants to do nothing all day but spend 3 days on a staycation with his friends. So nothing's adding up. I confronted him and asked if everything is okay. He answered, I think so, yes.
I think so, yes.
I think so, comma, yes.
Oh, all right.
Girls, to be honest, last week I decided to give up. I kept giving him excuses and trying, but I was starting to get annoyed and hurt. I cried over this guy because I really felt like we were good to each other. But I cannot make someone like me even if I like them. So I took my cue, stopped making an effort, texted him one last time. 1 week passed, and this guy texts me again, asking how I am. Wants to know everything about me again. I need advice. What should I do? He is not the type to have like situationships or to play around with girls, but the truth is I'm hurt and I thought that I should let him go and choose me. But after today and him reaching out, I got mixed feelings and I don't know how to act. Should I give him a chance or should I keep my ground? Thank you for reading this. English is not my first language, so I'm sorry if something wasn't written well. And thank you in advance for any advice you girls might have. Every piece of advice is more than welcome. Love you two a lot. Love, Carrie.
I don't like him. I said what I said.
Yeah.
I think he's playing games.
I see the only thing that stood out to me that I was like, maybe he might fall in this category was how you said he's not a like situationship, dating a lot of people type person. And at the camp, It wasn't like he was dating girls and then like he's just hanging out with friends a lot. So it's not like, it doesn't seem like he's just like ignoring her to just like hook up with other people. So part of me is like, okay, he's 22. Has he been in a relationship before? Is he the kind of guy that is just like, doesn't really know what he's doing and is like scared of relationships and scared of commitment? Because if that's the case, then maybe just having a more clarifying conversation with him about like, hey, I'm going to be honest. You've been giving mixed signals. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm kind of at a place where I either need clarity from you or I think we should just like go our separate ways for a while because I was getting feelings for you and now it's just getting confusing.
Yeah.
That's something I would do because I'd be like, okay, I do think sometimes men are just dumb. Like they just don't understand the way they're coming off and like what their actions are doing. And so if you have it within you to be a person that's like, hey, this is how you're making me feel and this is what I want, then sometimes it's worth it to like act accordingly or to watch how they act accordingly. But I do think like if you're at this place where you're like, okay, I'm hurt and confused, then you don't want to waste time. And it sounds like there's no in between for you because if you were able to just be friends with him, then I'd be like, okay, well, if he's texting you, like hang out with him when you guys hang out and just like take it more casual and just see him as a friend. But there's obviously feelings involved.
Yeah. And like, even if he, for like the discourse sake, even if he is having issues with all of these things, like it's not an excuse to do all of this stuff to you and drag your emotions through the dirt.
Yeah.
And like make you feel like you have to like walk on eggshells around him or like take your emotions on this like roller coaster ride. And if it didn't bother you as much or affect you as much, I'd be like, sure, like who cares? Maybe see what happens later on down the road. But it sounds like it's deeply affecting you. So I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think you need to cut him. You're so young. There's plenty of other guys out there who won't drag your emotions through this emotional roller coaster.
Well, it sounds like he likes you, but he also wants his life not to change. So he's choosing when to pick you up and drop you.
Which means he doesn't like you enough.
Or it just means he's not in that place.
Which means he doesn't like you enough.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's that, haven't you heard that psychology study they do of with women, if we like you enough, we'll make anything work. We'll make this the perfect time. But with men, they often lose the love of their life because they just weren't in the right place and headspace.
Yeah.
So men a lot of times have the one girl that got away that they fantasize for the rest of their life, but they just settle with whoever's in front of them at the right time in their life. So it's one of those things where I don't think it's that he doesn't like you. I just don't think he's in a place, and it sounds like you are. Like you're wanting something serious and to be moving forward and something that gives you clarity. And I don't think he necessarily can give that right now.
Yeah, he's not. It doesn't sound like he's your person.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's worth, to me, I love to leave something when I've exhausted everything. So to me, if I were you, and I am a little bit more bold, but I would.
You won't leave anything before exhausting everything.
Yeah.
That is so true, Taryn.
Think about everything in my life. Think about like all I put up with till I finally hit a point where I'm like.
That is so true, Taryn.
Yeah.
That is, wow.
But what I'll say is I know it frustrates my friends because
it does.
I give a lot. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everything I've left, I've never looked back. Mm-hmm. So even like when I know in my heart I'm not done yet, or I know I still feel a pull, I'm always just like, ugh, like what else has still got to happen? But yeah.
Yeah.
I love hard. What can I say? But yeah,
she loves a challenge.
I probably would be like, hey, to be honest, like I think it's obvious that I like you, but this whole you choosing when you want me in your life or not, like you take me on dates, then you tell me you need space, then we go on dates again, and then you ghost me, and then you come back. Like, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for someone to build something with and that I can rely on. And I don't know if you just don't know what you want or if you're going through stuff, but for me, I need someone who's like all in. And I don't think that's what's going on. And that is either going to make him be like, oh my God, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Or he'll be like, dang, she's right. Okay, I'm going to leave her alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, I love like a 3-strike rule. I love a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. I love something like that.
Yeah.
See, figure out what it is that sits right with you. Maybe it's what resonates with Taryn. Maybe it's what resonates with me. Figure it out. Figure out what's yours, and like make that your life mantra. Make that your like boundary, and then live according to that. And then it's time to start doing that now. Today's episode is brought to you by Honey Love. Listen, I'll say it. I have always been a bra hater. I don't love how they make me feel. They always feel better when I take them off. So I've never really like loved a bra until I met Honey Love. Honey Love has literally changed the game when it comes to bras, when it comes to comfortability. All I'm looking for is something that just like lifts the girls up, pushes them together, makes me feel like I have a little bit better posture, and I don't want to feel like I'm wearing anything, okay? It's the same with underwear. I just don't want to feel it on my body, and Honey Love figured out the science behind that. Thank God. Someone needed to. And if you don't know, let me break it down for you. Honey Love is an independent female-founded brand. We love to see it. All Honey Love products are intelligently designed by women who actually wear them, including the founder, Betsy, who is highly involved in the development of each product. Honey Love recently launched their new crossover contour bra, which features their best-selling wireless crossover bra design, plus built-in molded light foam pads for extra support and a beautifully contoured shape. Honey Love's Cloud Embrace bra is a modern wireless t-shirt bra with sturdy, lightly padded foam cups that feel like a cloud against your skin. It's a wireless bra for people who love underwire. Now, this style is definitely bound to sell out again, so don't wait to try it, okay? Jump on it. Honey Love's bras are supportive and wire-free. Thank you so much to the bonding technology that lifts without the underwire. You deserve a bra that's lightweight and comfortable without sacrificing support. I love their Cloud Lift bra with the cloud wire. I personally prefer their like underwire push-up bra. I love a good push-up. Personally, it's my preference. I think the push-up bras are back. And honestly, I never left them. I always need a little push-up in my opinion. I look better with them. That's my personal preference. I think the Cloud Lift is lovely and the Cloudwire technology is a dream. So if you're going to, pick one, maybe head in that direction. But don't just stop at bras, okay? Honey Love also has amazing undies and shapewear. So you can just, bop around and see what you need. Treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market. Use our exclusive link to save 20% off on Honey Love at honeylove.com/advice. That's honeylove.com/advice, ADVICE. After you check out, they'll ask you where you heard about them. So please do me a favor and support Taryn and I and tell them that you heard about them from our show. Experience the new standard in comfort and support with Honey Love. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into my story today. And this one is a little bit more serious, on a serious note. This one's titled Navigating Family Estrangement.
Oof.
And is it sticky? But lots to cover. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Hi, friends. Please keep me anonymous, but my name is so bleep it, Michaela. I hope you're doing well and having a good day. I'm writing in about something I've been struggling with for a while and thought the two of you might have some advice for me. I apologize for how long this is. Some context and examples were needed. I really appreciate the thought and care you put into your responses to your guys' emails. You both make me feel so safe for writing in and knowing that even if you give tough love, it's all coming from a place of genuine care. So here we go.
Oh, good. Because I'm always scared when I get when I get a little harsh.
I know. I am a 30-year-old woman and I am an Enneagram 2. I think that info will be very helpful for you guys. So she's Taryn's personality trait and 30 years old.
Why did you have to just be so specific that all we have in common is our personality?
That had literally nothing to do with it.
And then I'm older than her.
I'm helping everyone know who we're dealing with personality wise. I feel everything very deeply, and I care a lot about the people in my life. My relationships are what is most important to me, and I take my role in people's lives very seriously. For as long as I can remember, I have had a horrible relationship with my parents, especially my mom. I'm the middle child and have 2 brothers. My relationship with them has never been bad, but also has never been close. My family has never had deep relationships with each other. My parents often fought growing up and didn't show affection to each other my entire childhood. My older brother went through some pretty serious mental health concerns when he was in high school that impacted things for sure. He didn't have any friends and was extremely depressed, and I know there were other things going on that I wasn't told about. To paint a picture, one Christmas morning when I was in middle school and my younger brother was in elementary school, we woke up early and put on a Christmas movie until our parents woke up. We both fell asleep and woke up to chaos because my older brother had drank half a big bottle of vodka and locked himself in the bathroom. My younger brother has always had a polite relationship with my parents, almost like the way you'd interact with somebody in a professional setting, very businesslike. And I love both my brothers and feel for my older brother and what he struggles with. And then there's me, for context. I have always worked very hard academically. I graduated high school, top 10%, graduated undergrad with honors, went on to get my master's degree in counseling, and have been working professionally since then. I have always had great groups of friends, been involved in healthy extracurricular activities and sports, volunteer often, and am overall a very kind and caring person. I say all of this because the way my mom treats me is as if I was a kid who was constantly making bad decisions, lashing out, etc. Not that you should mistreat any child, because you absolutely should not. Your child is your child, and you should show up with love and care always. My mom has always mistreated me, though. Belittled me, called me a witch frequently, talked about me badly to her friends and sisters, always told me I was lying about everything, etc. To give a few examples, one time my mom made my dad pull over on the side of the road to let her out to walk over a mile home at 9:30 p.m. because she couldn't stand to be in the same car as me.
Interesting.
I was 14, and the reason she was so upset was because I got upset at my parents for not letting me get ice cream with all of my friends after a band concert. When I was going away to college, my parents didn't want me to go to school, so my mom told my dad that he couldn't co-sign my loans, that he had to choose me or her, referring to me, his daughter. She threatened to divorce him if he supported me. After that, I figured out another way to pay for school, and they cut me off for months. I had to live out of my car until one of my college advisors helped me get into housing. Another time, after my friend's mom died, I was distraught, sobbing, trying to figure out plans for the wake and funeral, all while I had adopted a dog for a few days prior. My friend offered to reach out to my mom for me to ask if she could help with my new dog while I went to the funeral. My mom called me later that day, and here's how the conversation went. She started by saying, "Where are you right now?" Keep in mind, this is my first time I had talked to her following my friend's mom's dying. She didn't acknowledge the loss at all. And I said, "I'm outside of PetSmart." And she said, "So what's up with the friend saying you were busy figuring things out?" And I said, "What do you mean?" That's exactly what I was doing. And she said, in the most passive aggressive, "I don't believe you" tone. And then she said, "Listen, I think without going into this too much, because I don't know if you're upset with your friend or because you had a relationship with her mom, but communication has really got to get better here. I don't know why you had your friend contact me." I said, "You're joking, right?" And she said, "No, you could have reached out." And I said, "I was busy figuring things out because my best friend's mom died." And she said, "Well, you could have texted me that." Since this happened 2 years ago, I have been mostly estranged from my entire family. I occasionally text my brother and dad, and my mom will occasionally try to reach out to me. So it hasn't been completely no contact, as unfortunately throughout the past 2 years, my childhood dog died, my grandma died, and my dad got diagnosed with cancer. I, of course, showed up during those times and saw my family then. Now, I don't want this for myself. This is not the life I want. I want so badly to have the positive and close relationships I see so many others have with their parents, but I have tried so hard. And after all of this, I sent my mom a letter. I gave the examples I gave above and a few others to try and help her see where I'm coming from. I said in that letter that I don't think she or my dad are bad people, and I'm sure they were trying to do their best, but these things had major impacts on me. How do I show up in other relationships in my life and how I view myself? I asked her to go to therapy and really do the work to understand why the things she has said and done are not okay. And I said to both her and my dad that I want to move forward, but before I can do that, they need to understand and agree with the fact that those things weren't okay, genuinely apologize to me, and then change their behavior. The problem is they don't get it. It's been 2 years and they still stand firm in that they were not wrong. They think I'm blowing things out of proportion, and my dad literally said to me that other kids got physically hit. And if these are the examples I have, then I'm lucky. I have been in therapy with the best therapist ever for years now. She has helped me understand how everything has impacted me, how trauma is stored in my body, and how my other relationships have mimicked the one with my parents, and has helped me to be able to verbalize my feelings and needs. My educational background also helps me to intellectualize everything. But of course, it's always difficult to apply what you preach to yourself. I don't know what to do. I feel frozen. I don't want to not have a relationship with my family. It feels horrible. I've cried so many tears over the fact that this is my reality, but it also felt horrible having the relationship I did with them for 28 years. I have so many more examples of how I was treated and spoken to my entire life, and thinking of myself as the child feeling so neglected and hurt by my parents breaks my heart. Do either of you have any advice or words of wisdom? I've talked about all of this in depth in therapy, and I'm doing somatic work to work through my trauma, but I thought it might be nice to get some outside perspective from people who I trust. The situation dominates my life and impacts every aspect of it. I feel so sad all the time and so alone. Nobody who I know in my personal life has gone through something like this with their family. Honestly, any kind and encouraging words would be helpful. Thanks so much. If you do read this, I hope you both have a wonderful rest of your day. With love, Anonymous.
Oof.
That's devastating.
It's, yeah.
And before we get into it, I feel like we just need to I feel like really just praise you for coming out on the other end, a stronger, wiser person. You've persevered through so much, and you have gone to school, you've bettered yourself, you got out of that situation. You even with all of the trials and all of the walls they put in your way, you still figured out a way to go to school and pay for that schooling. And you even lived in your car in order to get there. And that is the most determined, driven, strong-willed person. And I think you were built that way for a reason. And I think it's so beautiful to see what you were able to create for yourself once you got out of there. But I do feel like it's also important to reiterate and confirm that's not normal. And your dad making it seem like you're lucky for having it the way you had it is not okay. And obviously, you know that. You went to school, you have a therapist. I'm sure everyone you've talked to professionally is telling you this, but let me just be another one to say it and to add on top of it. It's not okay. It's not normal. They sound very abusive and toxic. And I'm just so glad you got out of there.
I think this is a big block with a lot of people in younger generations and parents in older generations, because mental health has not always been something that has been acknowledged as something serious. And so I think that there's a lot of people that come up to that roadblock of expressing something that's hurting them, because we have the knowledge to express it now. We know how to say hey, I felt emotionally neglected, or I felt verbally abused, or whatever it is. And they don't have that same language because they have not gone to therapy. Yeah. They have not actually dealt with their own trauma. So you meet a lot of that. We'll just suck it up. Just suck it up and move on. Or okay, boo-hoo, life is tough. Move on. We could have we could have hit you. We could have done this. Like
Yeah.
we've provided for you. Like
They hear abuse, they think physical.
Yes.
It's only in that box.
for sure. So I think that's something that is not, yeah, look, there are a lot of things in life that are not fair. Okay. But if you die on that hill of not fair, sometimes you're going to put yourself in such a big box because there is so much injustice. You're dealing with humans who have their own hurt, their own trauma, their own lack of skill. So sometimes, and this doesn't apply to everything, because there are some things it's not fair. You need to book it, get out of there. But there are some things that the first step is to acknowledge this is not fair that I have to deal with this. This is hard and I shouldn't have to deal with this. But then you acknowledge, okay, so this is where my parents are. This is the level of emotional health and intelligence that they have. Is this big enough to not have a relationship? Or do I have to kind of come to a place where I stop expecting them to get better and accept this is just how they are? And I think that can apply to a lot of things in life. So I think that's kind of where I think you're wanting things that they don't have the capacity to give. You're wanting them to see what they did, how it affected you, to acknowledge it, to want to change. And unfortunately, sometimes people just don't have the ability to do that. And that's where you have to make the decision. Okay, well, I'm going to lower my expectations of them. I'm going to create a barrier within me so I'm not always getting hurt, but I'm going to just meet them where they're at because I love them, because I want a relationship with them, and I'm not going to expect this to change.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where you're at. And it's hard because it sounds like you are very much, you've done the work. You want to create this boundary. You want to expect better from them, which you deserve. But at the same time, you want that relationship with them. And I think there's so many people out there that have family members that we deserve so much better from, but you choose to deal with it because they're family and you want them in your life. And I think you've got to decide what it is that you want and still recognize, like, if they act up, if they do things that hurt you, then you exit. You still have those boundaries in place where you're not letting them just treat you however. But if you want them in your life, I think you're going to have to lower the expectation of what you're going to get from them.
Yeah, I think there's also like there's a reason everyone hates or drags holiday dinners, you know, and it's because no one actually gets along with their families to a degree. And obviously there are worse holiday family dinner situations than there are others, but there are times to force yourself to do it because you are choosing to go be with people that are blood, that are family, and you want to spend time with them simply because you want to have a relationship with them. And so you do the holiday dinner and you laugh at the jokes, or you don't laugh at the jokes and you sip your wine quietly, but like you go, you be present, you do it. And that's enough, you know. You can kind of maybe set this like clock in your head where like once a year you kind of check in and you try. And if you're hit with a hard no, then you put your wall back up and you let another year go by and then you try again next year, you know. But I think it's one of those things where Taryn's right. Like, you have to decide for yourself what you're willing to put up with, because I think they've made it very clear that they're not going to change. And I think something as human beings, the older we get, we need to start taking people at face value. Like, if they're telling you who they are from day one, they're not going to do this. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do this. Once they've said it 30 times, you should probably believe them. You know, they're being honest. You know, they don't think they've done anything wrong. They're probably not going to change their mind. So stop thinking, stop pretending, stop hoping that they'll change, because that's just setting yourself up for failure. So I would set the bar low. I would assume they're probably never going to change their mind. Will you be okay and comfortable being around them with the bar set low, assuming that they'll never change their mind? What does that future look like? Are you okay with that future?
Yeah.
I would start picturing that and then imagine family dinners, then imagine holiday dinners. Are you okay with that? If you are, then go ahead and start pursuing them, start fostering a relationship with them. If that is not okay with you, then I would be very careful about fostering a relationship with them, because I think realistically that is your future, unless something drastic changes in their lives. Because I think we have to be realistic with people like this who haven't changed, you know.
It's interesting too. I think I've talked to a lot of friends, and I think as you get older, it's another perspective change. I need to write a book just about how to change your perspective. But there's a perspective change that has done me a lot of good, where sometimes when someone mistreats me, I feel bad for them because I see it as their own issues and trauma. And when you look at someone in that way, like, you're like, dang, like, what must it be like to be in their mind? The fact that they just took this situation and made it so negative and made it so like they're so angry about something that's like so small. And I start to think and be like, dang, like that must be exhausting, like to operate in a place like that. And like, I'm so glad that I don't have that type of mentality, and I don't operate in that way. And then I start thinking like, I wonder what happened to them to cause them to like morph into the person they are. And so then all of a sudden I'm like, dang, I feel bad that they're that miserable within their own brain. And all of a sudden now I'm like, that sucks for them. And I'm not offended by the way they're treating me or the way they're acting. Now, I don't roll over and just take everything. Like, I will speak up for myself and say like, I don't know what you have going on, but like, you need to watch who you're talking to. Okay.
Yes.
But at the same time, like when I look at it as that, like when someone is spewing their own damage, I'm not going to let that damage get on me. I'm just going to be like, dang, that sucks that you carry that around.
I just saw, maybe you saw it. I just saw this TikTok of this video, and this woman was like basically explaining that. But the example was, you're being served a plate of and she's like, she's like, if a friend of yours is serving you a lovely meal and she serves you a plate of are you going to be like, oh, I wonder what happened to her that made her want to serve me a plate of or are you going to sit there and are you going to eat it because you're so concerned about hurting your friend's feelings and like what she might be going through?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be like,
I'm not going to eat this.
I'm not
well, that's
gonna
like
eat.
literally the opposite of what I've been saying, except for the part of you don't eat it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's hilarious. It's hilarious because I think that's the whole conversation of like learning what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, learning where that line is, and learning to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that is that's growing up.
Yeah.
It's becoming an adult. And I think 30s, I've talked about this on my vlog. I feel like I've been talking about this a lot lately, but I feel like your age, I feel like late 20s, but specifically 30, something clicks in your 30s where all of a sudden you're having to articulate exactly why you're no means now. And you're having to make these like very explicit adult decisions. And this just might be one of them where you might have to be like, no, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. Why? Because you guys cannot understand how abusive you are. You're not, it's not clocking to you that you are toxic. You're not realizing after all of these years how much you have hurt your children.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and eat this plate that you keep serving every single year. You know what I mean?
Or you go and you just eat before you go.
Yeah.
So you don't have to eat their food.
Yeah.
And you prep yourself and you're like, I know I'm going there. I'm not going to be offended by anything. I'm going to have my exit strategy. I'm going to give myself
literally the
space to feel whatever I want.
Yeah.
And you go and you nod and smile. You spend the time with the people you want to, and you let those like little comments roll off your back, and then you leave. But you have to be in a place to do that. And if you're not, then your boundaries need to be bigger.
Yeah.
You just got to know like what you can handle and what's important.
Yeah.
And it's, and honestly, that might change day to day. Like
or
Thanksgiving,
year to year.
you might be like, yeah, I can handle it. And then Christmas comes and you're like, no, I cannot handle it. Like you got to just kind of check in with yourself and see where you're at and what's important.
Yeah. Like maybe you've put in work and you can handle Thanksgiving, or maybe you've put in work, you go to Thanksgiving, you were like, that was horrible. I wasn't ready for that. I'm not going for the next couple years. You know, I need more help. So maybe what I would do is, you have siblings and I know you're not close, but I bet they need help too. So maybe you guys can chat and come up with like a safe word or, you know, just get on the same page of like, hey, like, let's steer the conversation away from this. Like, let's help each other out. I'm sure they would love that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry you're going through this. Like that sounds horrible. But also I'm just so proud of you, how you've gotten out of there and taken care of yourself.
Woof. Man, woof.
Woof.
It's interesting, this topic. Like I was at a meal with a mix of generations, and it was when the Olympics were going on and Simone Biles announced, like, we're literally watching this professional athlete, talented person just fall apart in front of our eyes. So then she finally announces, like, I'm going to take a break. Like, I need to like prioritize my mental health. And the way it was so split, like the younger ones there were like, good for her. That's so brave. And like, I hope she's okay. The older ones are like, oh my gosh, these athletes nowadays, like, suck it up, like rub some dirt on it, get back out there. Like, who cares if you're feeling this? Like, you're at the, and it's just, it is the generational divide on that is like, it's so frustrating, but it also is so sad if you really think about it. Like, the reason we're all able to say what we need and work through these things is because we've been raised in a society that encourages that. But back then it was like, you cry in private because that's embarrassing. Like, or you'll get beat if you're like crying because of your emotions, like heaven forbid, especially a man has any emotion. So it's like, I feel for that generation because they just have so much undealt with trauma that they didn't have the space and freedom to work through.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped me a lot to not be offended by certain things, because I'm like, well, I would if that was what I grew up in, I might be the same. Like, you never know.
No, true. Yeah.
So it's easy to get on our high horse of how advanced we are in mental health because we've experienced it. Like, we've had people reach out and be like, hey, like, you don't seem like you're doing okay. Let me connect you with resources. And we weren't made to feel ashamed by that. So it's just, it does help, I think, when you can have that perspective a little bit of 100%. Like, dang, like, what did they go through? And again, doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean you got to eat it, but it's interesting.
Remember when her husband said he had never heard of her before they started dating?
I know. And they seem so happy now. So
they seem so happy. I'll just never believe him.
Oh, goodness.
And I'll never be over it.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up with a dad joke.
Let's wrap it up with a dad joke.
What did the lettuce say to the celery?
I don't know.
Quit stalking me.
Ooh, that's good, Taryn.
Thanks. I wrote it myself. I'm just kidding.
Guys, if you made it to the dad joke, you already know the drill. We love you the mostest. Get excited. October series is kind of sneaking up.
No, it's literally. I opened the inbox and saw all these October series emails, and I was like, "Oh, they heard us. They're ready."
No, they heard us. So literally, if you have a scary story, if you have a weird experience, a phenomenon, if you will, a stalker situation that happened, maybe a family story that has been passed down, a like hometown story that you've always heard of, and you don't think it counts. And all you have to do is email it to us. What's our email, Taryn?
adviceunsolicitedpod@gmail.com.
Send it in. Now's the time because we need them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not joking. We need them. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You keep pointing to your mic as if like
I was trying
they're
to
sending it into the mic. Oh, got it.
I was being ASMR. She didn't
ASMR.
pick up on it.
Sorry.
Okay, we love you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.